Hey boys and girls, it's Miss McGowan. Today in phonics, we are going to learn about contractions. Contractions are a short way to say two words. When we want to write them the short way, we take two words and we put them together and make one word out of them. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? So you can understand this a little bit better. If we do not want to make them short, we will just spell them out. So let's just look at these two words, do and not, okay? So this says do not. But sometimes I don't really want to say that both of those words. So I want to say them the short way. The short way would be don't. Okay, we take this word and we put them together and we make our new contraction word, don't. Now watch how I spell this, don't. Okay, so do not becomes don't. What I did was the first word always stays the same. You see how these letters stay the same. And then like I said, I'm smushing them together. So here's the N over here, but look what's right here. This little thing right here, what is that? This is called an apostrophe, okay? An apostrophe we use right here to take the place of the letter that fell out in the word not. What letter fell out in the word not? The O did. So we cross that out. He's not there anymore, and we replace him with our apostrophe right here. So we don't need the O anymore. He fell out. So now it's don't. Do not becomes don't. Okay, so let's look at some more words. Let's look at these words right here. Let me make sure you can see them. Okay, so what are these words called right here? What are these kinds of words called? They are called contractions. Okay, remember? What is the special mark right here? Do you remember what this is called? It's called an apostrophe. Remember? Now, why do we need this apostrophe in these words? Do you remember what I just went over? What do these special little marks do? It holds the place of the letters that fell out. So what do you notice is the same in all three of these words? You see it? What did this word used to be? Do you remember? It used to be not, before I made it into a contraction. So now let's take the two words. So let's say did not, push them together, and they make the word didn't. Did not, together, didn't. The O fell out. So let me write out did, and I'm going to put this equal sign because it means the same. So didn't is the same as did not, but the O fell out, and we don't have two separate words. We made them one word. Okay, so let's think about this word. Let's say is not, put it together, and it would be what? Is not, put them together, and it would be isn't. So let me write out those two words, is not. We put them together and they become isn't. What fell out? What letter fell out? The O. Do you see where the apostrophe is? Okay, let's take these two words. Has, not. We're going to smush them together. What would has and not be? It would be hasn't. Hasn't. So let me spell out those two long words. Has, not, and they become hasn't. You see where the O fell out? Okay, let's look at some more. Okay, let's look at, let me make sure that you can see. We did that word. Okay, so let's look at these words. All right, this is the word isn't. Isn't. So let's take our two long words. So isn't would be what two words? It would be is, not, and we're going to smash them together to make the word isn't. So I'm going to write isn't is the same as is not. All right, you see how we write the same first word, we write it the same way. We keep writing the N, isn't, and then look, I don't hear the ah in isn't. We take it out, and we replace it with an apostrophe, and then we write the T, isn't. Okay, let's look at this word. This word is can't. Can't. So what two words do you think would make can't? Can, not, can't. Okay, so let's write that out. Can't is the same as can, not. Now this one's a little bit different than what we've been looking at. All right, we always write the first word the same, can. But look, since there's already an N, we don't need to put two N's over here, okay? So that's why we took out this other N too, okay? So we took out the N, and then we're also going to take out the O, and this apostrophe stands for it holds the place of the two letters that we took out. And then we put our T. So can't becomes can, or cannot becomes can't. Let's look at this word. Aren't. Okay, so aren't, what two words are made up of aren't? Are, not. We put them together, aren't. Okay, so let me write out those two long words. Are, not. Okay, are not. So we write out the first word, are, right here. Then we put our N. Remember, we're squishing them together. And then the O falls out. And the apostrophe takes its place. And then we put our T. So are not becomes aren't. And then let's look at a special one. This one's a little different. It doesn't follow our rule. So this word is okay. So this is the word want. This doesn't mean I want a piece of candy, I want that toy. That's a different want. We don't spell it this way. This is a contraction want. This actually is from these two words, will, not. Okay? So it doesn't follow the same pattern that we've been doing. You see here, this is the first word, but it's not the same up here. So we're just going to have to remember in our brains that will not is the contraction for won't. Or won't, I'm sorry, that's backwards. Won't is the contraction for will not. okay? We're still taking out that O, and the apostrophe goes there, but right here, this is different. So we're just going to have to remember that. That's a tricky one. Okay, so what you're going to go do is you're going to build some words with your tiles, okay? So I want you to think in your brain, I'm going to take out whenever you're combining those two words, whenever you're putting them together, think, I'm going to take out the O and put the apostrophe there. That's what's holding its place, okay? Good job today.